Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started here in a few minutes, so if you can make your way to your seats, that would be great. Thank you.
I sent that information. You know, I sent that information to Karen. She was supposed to relay that to you. So.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Yeah, just getting, yes.
To all the family, friends joining us today and in person and by live stream, welcome. My name is Mark Bruckey. I'm Executive Director for Industry Partnerships and Business Outreach, and I will share some logistics with you today about how we're going to do this program. After the program of remarks from several of our esteemed colleagues and guests of honor, we will have a brief round of photos here at the podium and a special presentation. And then we will conduct the unveiling of the building name outside. Okay? And so we encourage you to bundle up and join us outside for the unveiling. We will open up the garage door, so no matter if you're staying in or going out, it's going to be a little chilly. And I got to say, Nabil, the dedication, the groundbreaking for this facility was a deluge of rain, but we ordered snow for you today. So, okay. And then thereafter, we're going to have everyone come in and enjoy a strolling lunch with the garage door closed. So, and now on to our program. Today you'll hear much about what has gone on in this building and the accomplishments of Dr. Grace. Please know that the impact of Dr. Grace and this center goes far beyond these walls. They are really the catalyst and the cornerstone of all LTU's research and lab infrastructure initiatives, and Dr. Grace has led the way by example and has helped transform the university in changing the lives of students, faculty, and staff for the better. It is now my honor to introduce a consummate professional, a world-renowned researcher, a world-class university leader, friend and esteemed colleague of all of us, Dr. Verinder Madgil, President of Lawrence Technological University.
You took my folder. Mark is ambitious, but not this one. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is indeed a very distinct and unique privilege I have to be with you this morning, because what we're going to celebrate and pay tribute to the person we are honoring, it is very unique by itself. It is very rare indeed, that a person who is still active as a faculty, administrator, as a researcher, and has many more decades to go here, a building is going to be named for him. This speaks a volume of the credentials, contributions, and the person he is. A good citizen of the university, of the community, a person who has personally contributed to economic growth of the region, who is right in front of infrastructure that is being discussed nationally and locally. So this is, again, something to remember for all of us. Mark, thank you for your introductory comments. And I welcome all of you, local friends, and those who have traveled in very challenging weather. Mark told about when this building was inaugurated or you had groundbreaking, there was some rain, did you say? Many of you look at me and they know he's not really born here, he's from outside, right? But in our philosophy or Hindu religion, there is something to say about the weather like this one. When Lord Krishna was born, the king of the kingdom at that time wanted to kill him because an astrologer had told, if this new baby is born, that's going to kill me. So he said, all the new children should be killed. So Lord Krishna was taken in a bucket in the rain in the river by an uncle so that he could be saved. So this is auspicious time for me to be here and the historical concept. Now I have a great privilege to introduce some of the guests we have. We are so glad and very grateful they are here and took their time this morning, and certainly in this weather. We have with us congressional staff, Robin Daniels from Office of Senator Gary Peters. Please raise hand if you're here. Thank you. From the Office of Governor Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, we had representation, and you will see more very soon. Is somebody here from there? Thank you. City of Southfield, Ken Cyber, our mayor. Thank you. Fred Zone, city administrator. He's a guy with deep pockets. I'm sure he's counting money right now. Michigan Department of Transportation, a huge and great and very useful partner of Lawrence Tech and Nabil Grace for all his research and contribution. We have Paul Ajeva, the director of Michigan Department of Transportation. Thank you. Tony Cradlefield, Chief Operating Officer. Tony, I know we met sometime. Thank you, Tony. Matthews Shinowiz, Chief Bridge Engineer and Director, Bureau of Bridges and Structures. Would you please raise your hand? Thank you. Bradley Wagner, Chief Design Engineer. Bradley, thank you. From the LTU Board of Directors or Trustees, we have Chairman Doug Ebert. Thank you. Trustee Beth Baker. Thank you. Donna Bell, past president of LTU alumni and a trustee. Thank you. And the friends and family of Dr. Grace, some of whom have traveled far to be here. Please welcome, would you rise and be acknowledged? The family of Dr. Grace. Thank you. Trustee Wolin is with us also. Trustee Wolin, thank you very much. I mentioned in my earlier remark, before we have other remarks by our distinguished guests, that this is a very interesting and very opportunistic time that when people are active and contributing, that you encourage them by recognizing their talent, contribution, and the impact on students and this university and the community at large. And not only has Nabil opened new ground, which is innovative materials, that is carbon fiber. Many of you have handled them, you have picked them, and you can see the difference between steel and carbon fiber. Very imaginative that could be put into infrastructure that is eroding over the times. Living here in Michigan, many of you have noted news in the papers that a chunk of hardware fell on the car and people actually died in situation. And Nabil wanted to address that with the help of, in a partnership with Department of Transportation, and they have achieved enormous success. I said earlier, this is also a unique time for us to honor him and his contribution and honor his partnership with DOT and others, because you can't do it alone. And he acknowledges very heartily that if it wasn't for DOT, it would have been harder to achieve what he has. So he's very complimentary that as well. For me, as his colleague, as an administrator, and a very active past researcher, I can value his research, what it has meant. A lot of people do a lot of research, but Lawrence Tech is famous for theory and practice. Whatever they do, they have some impact. There's a product coming out of the knowledge, and that's what Nabil used to actually present some ideas and then see translating into products, the economic growth, the infrastructure. I think the first bridge was built right in Southfield on 75, and then many more bridges have been built. Nabil told me that many state administrators or governors or their offices have requested him to build bridges in their states as well. So this thing is going wild. It is because people are recognizing the value of it. Then people say it's a little more expensive. Well, if you want quality, you have to pay for it. If you can increase the age of the bridge by 100%, from 50 years to 100 years, who would not put some extra change and get it done? And the impact is huge. So this is what this is about. He's still on his knees sometimes, not praying, helping students. You can see his picture at the entrance of Buell. He's kneeling down to explain something to a student. And that's normal here when he's coaching as a mentor, as an educator, and as a leader and researcher. So with that, I will acknowledge that I personally know firsthand what his research has meant, what its impact has been, and will continue for years and years. At this time, I would like to invite Chairman Doug Ebert for his remarks.
You all heard what I have to say, so.
Please forgive the change in rotation a little bit. It's my pleasure now to introduce Mr. Paul Ajava. I hope I'm correct. Director of Michigan Department of Transportation, whose inspiration, help, and participation has been huge help to Nabil and through his office. Mr. Director.
Thank you, Dr. Nabil. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Grace, Mrs. Grace, thank you for having us here today. I am truly honored to be asked to come and speak on behalf of the Michigan Department of Transportation. Dr. Grace is not only a great scientist, he's also a great person. If you get to know him personally, you'll find out that he's so accommodating and willing to listen and help, and great ideas. Leadership is sometimes lonely at the top. Leadership is you come up with an idea, how do you sell that idea? How do you coalesce people around that idea? And to me, this is what we are celebrating today exemplifies. So MDOT has been collaborating with Lawrence Tech since 2006, focusing on pre-stressing, post-tensioning of concrete bridge elements with carbon fiber. Again, since 2006 to get to this point, it takes a lot of patience. When we first decided to go along with this, a lot of people about how so expensive this technology is. But as Dr. McGill said, over time, the cost of maintenance and maintaining traffic and all that other stuff, once you start extracting those out of the cost, I think it itself pays for itself over a long period of time. So again, Dr. Grace, I want to congratulate you on today's occasion, but to also let you know that this is not just stopping in Michigan. It's spreading like wildfire over the country. We've had about 8 bridges in Michigan. Pembroke Avenue over Southfield Freeway, which is M39. M50 over Norfolk Southern Railroad, that's in the University region. I was part of that project in 2012. M102 eastbound and westbound over Plum Creek, that's here in Metro region. I-94 eastbound and westbound over Lapeer Road. M100 over Sharp Drain, M66 over West Branch River, M86 over Prairie Creek, I-75 southbound over Sexton Kilfall Drain. So again, these are just 8 locations that we've put this technology in, and we're going to continue to do that. So Dr. Grace, again, I want to thank you for your patience with MDOT, for your grace selling us this technology. I think this is something that's here to stay and will be recognized by the future generation for years to come. So in MDOT, we have this coin that we give. It's a coin that says State of Michigan, symbol of excellence. Dr. Chris, could you please come forward for a minute? In the back of it, there's an inscription that says leadership. As I mentioned, he exemplifies what leadership is about. Sometimes a leader comes up with an idea, you believe strongly in that idea, you're going to have opposition all over the place, but as long as you're steadfast and be able to sell that idea, and people come around and believe that what you're trying to do is the right thing, and I think that's leadership. It's lonely at the top sometimes, so I want to thank you for your leadership, Dr. Grace, in this area. And the next piece is teamwork. Again, as I mentioned, since 2006, Dr. Grace and MDOT have been in partnership trying to develop this technology, and that, to me, exemplifies teamwork where we are today. And the last piece is excellence. He exemplifies what excellence is about. So, Dr. Grace, on behalf of the rest of my MDOT team here, I want to say congratulations to you, and thank you for all you've done to improve the technology of our industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Ajawa. Very lucid and very appropriate comment. I think it encourages all of us to have that type of support that you have provided to Nabil and his team. And Dr. Grace, congratulations. Yeah. I also like to recognize my colleagues from Lawrence Tech, the deans, the provost, the vice presidents, and other staff. Would you all, the LTU staff, please raise hands in the back? Thank you. Special recognition of our provost and president-elect, Dr. Tariq Soap. Tariq, raise your hand. Right. Thank you. Now comes the time to introduce my boss. I think I must say, even though he's here to say things about Nabil, but I must take this opportunity to let you know many of you have come to this campus after perhaps many years or many months. You see changes that have happened, positive changes. It happened because of his leadership and the supportive board of trustees, some of who are here right now. Without that, we could not envision a very beautiful campus as it is today. Mr. Ebert, thank you for that. And with that, I invite him for his remarks.
Unfortunately, I do have remarks, so I'm not going to be able to just stand up here and go back and sit down again. But that's okay. As Farid said, I'm Doug Ebert, and I'm chairman of the board at Lawrence Tech. And it's a pleasure to be here today, particularly with Nabil and his family, and all of you, to do the official naming of this building. In some ways, this is a deja vu to something we did back in August, which was a total surprise to Nabil, which is always fun to do. So we really got to him at that time. But this building, this Center for Innovative Materials Research, is really the result of a partnership under Dr. Grace's leadership, his inspiration, his vision, his excitement, but a partnership between the university, the city of Southfield, the Michigan and federal governments, and industry. And it's that collaborative effort that really has brought all of this together and made all of this possible, but it would not have happened without Nabil. This also is a real example of how we put theory and practice into action here at Lawrence Tech. As students come in here, they learn. They start with a theory, they start with a concept, then they go and they work on it, and other works doesn't work, and they start all over again. When you get a chance, if you haven't done it already, take a walk over to that section and see what's happening to that slab of concrete and the temperatures that it's going through while it's being bent almost in half. As you know, Dr. Grace is LTU's Dean of Engineering. He's the founding director of this particular center. He's also a founding director of the Michigan Department of Transportation Center of Excellence for Sustainable Infrastructure that has been funded both by MDOT and the Federal Highway Administration for years. The center here is this nation, and I think the world's, largest and most comprehensive infrastructure laboratory. The prolific research here is resulting in massive improvements in the durability, the life, the safety, and ultimately the cost of transportation-related infrastructure projects, particularly highway bridges. And that's true not just here in Michigan, because the research that's been done here, the projects that have come out of this, the concepts that have now gone into production are spread across multiple states, all under Dr. Grace's leadership. To fund this building, it didn't happen all by itself. It happened by Nabil's leadership and the grants that he has received from state and federal and private institutions. That's totaled nearly $28 million. That's what helped get this thing started and helped continue to add to it. These facilities are used to conduct hundreds of tests aimed at determining the life, the durability, performance of new materials. And the course of the work that he has led here has created composites for bridges that, as I think Dr. Nabil mentioned earlier, will double the lifespan of the bridges in this state, and that's a significant achievement. Just as important as that is the educational process at this institution. The testing here that provides hundreds of our students, both at the undergraduate and at the graduate level, with hands-on world experiences that prepare them for outstanding careers going forward. Back in August, to recognize Dr. Grace's remarkable achievements, the Lawrence Technological University's Board of Trustees resolved to name this facility the Nabil Grace Center for Innovative Materials Research. We see the center as a fitting and permanent tribute to an inspired teacher, researcher, innovator, and a technological leader. It gave me great excitement as I walked in through these doors to see our seal and then the Nabil Grace Center for Innovative Materials Research right on those doors. Very, very fitting. Nabil, thank you. Keep up the good work. I think Verinda said something about decades more to come, which is wonderful. Sorry. But, you know, the good news is it keeps them out of the house. And, Nabil, would you please join me up here? And everybody, would you please show your appreciation to Nabil and recognizing him? Oh, you guys, you're not getting off that easy, Nabil. See, if you leave your folder behind, that's what happens to it.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to my second home. And it's a fact, I spend a lot of time here, and you can see it. I enjoy every minute I'm here. I'm very humbled and gratified by this honor. And I know my family is very appreciative as well. But before I go any further, I'd like to take a minute here and express my gratitude and my thanks to my wife, Nadreen, and my children for all the support that they have been giving me for years. And for sure, they have been patient with me because the amount of work and the time I spend here away from home, weekdays, weekends, evening, and sometimes weeks, traveling, and I honor what's called deadline. So when there is a deadline, I cannot go home before I finish the work. And also traveling to meet people from the Department of Defense or Federal Highway Administration or various DOTs. So I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful for your support, from Mina and Sherry and Tony and all the grandchildren. I'm also most thankful to LTU Board of Trustees, Mr. Eber, and all the members of the trustees for their support and for this honor today. Special thanks goes to Dr. Madgel, I see here. Dr. Madgel, for years, I did enjoy working with you. I did enjoy your support. And I'm going to go off script here and say something quickly. Every time I'm in his office presenting an idea or a proposal, he has only one word to me: what can I do to help you? And with this, I really appreciate every time I come to your office and the support that I receive. Thank you so much. I'd like to express my gratitude to Dr. Tariq, our provost and the coming president. And Tariq, thank you so much. Tariq has been here for almost a year. And certainly, every time I talk to him, or call him, or text him in less than a minute, he has a response back or he calls me back. So I really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to work closely with you as the coming president for Lawrence Tech. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank my graduate students. This place has seen many graduate students, PhD, master's degree, undergrad. They work too hard. And sometimes I learn a lot from them. And sometimes they tell me, Dr. Grace, this is wrong what you are saying. The way it should be done is this and this and this. And frankly, they made me look good. And I love it, and I always enjoy being here with them. I'd like to thank our Vice President for Finance, Linda. Thank you so much for your help, Linda, for all these years. I really appreciate it. Luba, you've been great help counting my dollars left and right and how much I should spend and how much I overspend. So thank you so much, Luba. And I thank all my associate deans, my chairs, they are here today, my faculty members. I really thank you all for being available when I need you and for your advice and for your collaboration. And of course, I'd like to thank Michigan Department of Transportation. Paul, thank you so much. You have been of great help. And without you and without your team, whatever we're doing here has zero value. And I always brag about this, even when I meet our congressional leaders. I tell them, we can dance as much as we can, and then at the end of the day, we have a thesis or a dissertation that will go on the shelf. But without Paul, it will be impossible to do anything. So again, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank Tony Cardafel. He is the Chief Operating Officer. Tony, thank you. Whether you are in Southfield office or Lansing office, you've been of great help. Matt Schnawath, he's right here. Chief Bridge Engineer. Matt, for years, we've been working together, and I learned a lot from you. And Brad is the Chief Design Engineer. He's dancing. Thank you, Brad, for being here today. I really appreciate it. Without these engineers, our work has no value. In fact, I have to say that every time I'm on TV or radio or people interviewing us at Lawrence Tech, I always say, the best engineers we have in Michigan are in Lansing. And if you need to learn anything, let's go to Lansing because they are the best. And you have a great group of people working for you, Paul. And thank you for that. Another key partner has been the city of Southfield, several generations of the city council, former Mayor Brenda Lawrence and Don Farkassi, and the current mayor, Ken Seaver. He's here today. I saw him. Thank you, Ken, for being here today. And I remember very well in 2000, we were talking about the first highway bridge in United States history that has no steel, only carbon fiber. So I approached Farkassi and Brenda Lawrence, and she was the president for the city council, and Don was the mayor. And I said, let's go to Japan. And when we went to Japan, we met with Mitsui, Sumitomo, Mitsubishi Chemical, Tokyo Rope, and they signed a contract by which we brought all the carbon fiber materials from Japan to Southfield, and we designed and built the first highway bridge in our history that has been monitored by different sensors as we speak right now. Also, I'd like to thank Governors Granholm, Governor Snyder, and Governor Whitmer. Just for your information, I remember very well a few years ago, the office of Governor Snyder called me, and they said the governor would like you to fly with him to Japan. Would you have time? I said, would I have time? I jumped on the plane next to him, and I flew just for 2 days, where we met with Tokyo Rope. They are here today, Mr. Ishijima and Mr. Yamada. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. And the governor was very good. He offered them to come and build a factory in my backyard. So they are here in Canton. So from now on, from that point on, I can do any kind of research. We can build any bridges. I don't have to go all the way to Tokyo and bring the material. It has been done here in my backyard. Also, I'd like to thank the late Congressman Joe Nolenberg and his staff. He helped me a lot. He and Senator Carl Levin and Congressman Levin, and every time they encouraged me to come to the Capitol Hill, they welcome us and they supported us by providing whatever we need, and they can do that. I'm really grateful to all of them. As you might expect, I'm especially pleased to receive this naming honor while I'm still above the ground. As Dr. Madgill, and I very much appreciate everything that you did. It's a really great honor, and I'm very thankful. And we have a lot of work to be done yet, more innovations to come, more students to come to Lawrence Tech, and more faculty members to go around. With this in mind, I'd like to thank all of you for being here on Friday morning, snowy day, but really it meant a lot to me. And with this, thank you so much, Dr. Madgill, and thank you.
Thank you, Nabil. I call on Mark now for some additional information.
Robin, can you come on? So one of the great partners that we have, a long time, is now Senator Gary Peters. He was a supporter of us when he was at the state level, supporter of us when he was in the House of Representatives, and now as our senator, has been here several times and is a good friend and doctor of the university. He was a commencement speaker and received an honorary degree from Lawrence Tech. And so Robin on his staff is here today and would like to present this special award.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I'll start by apologizing. Everyone had such thoughtful remarks. I did not prepare any, but I brought a certificate. So they put me up here. I thought I had gotten away with it too, but here we are. I just want to congratulate you for this honor. It was such a pleasure to be invited to this event. I know Gary is so fond of you and so fond of everyone here at Southfield and at Lawrence Tech University. So on behalf of him and the office, I just want to thank you all and for your hard work for keeping Southfield and Lawrence Tech on the cutting edge. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'd like to say thanks to Gary Peters. I know him very well since he was a congressman, and he has been actually in our facility here. And I remember he came with Mrs. Peters to our house. He's a great guy. He goes down to the earth, very humble. So I'm very thankful. Please pass my regards on to him and his wife. Thank you.
Can't get away that quickly. So now I'd like to invite Chairman Ebert and President Madgill back up here. And so we have a little award for you. So as we go ahead and walk around the facility during our lunch break, there is a plaque on the wall in the hallway here that is a dedication of the building that has all the trustees' names on it. And so as a memorial, we provided Nabil with a framed version of that. Okay, well now the moment we've been waiting for, we can roll the door up, bundle up, and if we can have everyone go outside, and we'll have the unveiling. So you'll see the ties here right in the doorway, and we'll join you outside and then come back in for the strolling lunch. Hey, how you doing?
How's it going? Good. Yeah, I was just standing.
Okay. We're going to do a countdown. Everyone got their cameras ready? Everyone ready here? Okay. Tony and Matt, you want to come up real quick? Here. Come on, guys. Come on, MDOT guys.
Okay, guys, okay.
Oh, so we have to get in, otherwise we're going to be...
All right, if we can have everyone join us back in, and there's a buffet over here, so please feel free to have some food here, and there's some beverages on the other side.